Now there we go.
Yeah,
I
like
think,
live.
yeah, I think we're on. Hopefully it's recording. At least it says it's recording. Hello everyone. It's time for our third guest of this series, and today I have invited Lenny. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Lenny, and then I'll have her introduce the rest. So we're going to be recording this one, and you'll watch at some point this week, which is totally fine. Well, it's funny because I don't know Lenny too much or too long. I've met her a couple of months ago, beginning of the year. She's one of the three ladies that leads the Deep Healing Business Group that I am part of. And it's a year program I joined in January, and she does a lot of things for that group. And I am learning so much, and the fact that, just that we're there and that there's space and we're holding it for each other, it's amazing. And I think she's a very unique individual. I think she sets her strengths and really her uniqueness amazingly. She's found what she's meant to do here on Earth, and I find her super inspiring for that reason. And that's why I wanted to invite her here. So I'm really happy you took time out of your busy schedule to join us. And I think it's hilarious. We both put red on today. Isn't that funny?
Exactly. We didn't know that. I felt like wearing red today.
Yeah, me too. And I haven't worn red in a long time. And this is one of my favorite jackets. And I thought, I'm going to wear red tomorrow when I meet Lenny. So it's just really interesting. But anyway, that's not the last thing. This is the kind of thing that I expect that it's going to happen with you. You know, that's funny. But the reason why I wanted to invite you for this program is that we're working this month on letting go of things, cleaning up physically, mentally, emotionally. And I thought it would be nice to have someone on that can maybe offer something else. That when we have all this space, we created all this space, that maybe we feel like we want to create something new in there. And I think what you offer can help people maybe to find the next step or to come more in connection with themselves. So you call yourself a personal coach, a spiritual coach. You're from origin, Surinamese, I think in English you say that. But anyway, she comes from Suriname, and you live in this moment, but you've lived in I don't even know you that much, so you're gonna have to tell me also a lot of things. And but you live in Singapore right now, so we have a time difference, and that's also why we have to record it at this time.
Yes.
And what you do is really help people connect to the spiritual guides. And you also help people discover, or women, you work really a lot with women, discover their feminine essence. And those two things speak to me. And I love the way you do it, because you make it really, I wrote down some words for myself, like you it feels like you make it really tangible. You know, it's something we don't understand, we don't see, and we don't have a grip on it, but somehow you make it really tangible, you make it accessible, and you make it a subject that it's okay to talk about.
Yeah,
and you talk about spiritual guides, spiritual algorithms. It's all beautiful things you say. So I'm going to shush my mouth, and you're going to now introduce yourself.
All right, great. Well, first of all, thank you for having me, Nancy. It's really a pleasure and an honor to be here for your group as well, for your tribe. And so I was born and raised in the Netherlands, in The Hague. I'm Javanese, Surinamese. And then in 2015, my family and I, we moved to Singapore because my husband was offered an amazing job. And we're supposed to be there for just 2 years, but it's been 6 years already. So we have no idea what it's going to bring us, but I'm open to any adventure. So I started working with people when I was 19 years old. So I started doing some spiritual development, but actually my spiritual journey started when I was 8 years old, when I met my own personal spiritual guides. Imagine being in a room, you're just playing, and then all of a sudden this person comes in, but nobody sees this person except me. And it was like, who are you? And I'm like, I'm going crazy. And then this person, this spiritual guide said, well, your auntie is coming over next week, and you need to give her a message that she needs to check out her lungs. And it seemed that she had cancer, lung cancer. And from that moment on, a lot of messages came to me that I was able to pass on to other people. And then my parents stopped it because they didn't believe in it, and they tried to stop me. But I sincerely believe that if something is meant for you, it will come to you either way. So when I was 19, I got more messages from spiritual guides, and I decided to, to be a foot reflex therapist because I loved working with feet. I have no idea why. And then I started working with essential oils. So I became an aromatherapist from that moment on. And whenever I was treating people, my spirit guides would always come, and their spirit guides would always come. So that's how I started working with spiritual guides for business purposes. And it was quite a long journey. And then now I'm 44 years old. And I had a blessing in disguise in December 2018. And October 2020, I was given a blessing in disguise. I was given a brain hemorrhage. And so the first brain hemorrhage was really severe. The second one was minor, but it was still a hemorrhage. And then I asked the spirit guides while I was laying on the intensive care in the hospital in October 2020. I asked them, so I guess this is it. So I guess I should stop working now. And they actually said, no, you're going to be out of the hospital within a week. And they actually said, we have a proposition for you if you're open. Like, okay. I said, okay, so let's talk. And then they said, you know what, this is your path of potential, is what they call it. If you choose to go this way, this is what can happen for you. And I was intrigued because I saw that I could touch so many people's lives. And I felt that that was my soul mission also. And then they said, okay, if you're open to it, let us help you. Because they never give any commands. You always have your free will, right? But they can see what is in store for you if you choose that path. So I said, okay, let's do it. So how do we start? And then they started implementing all kinds of business ideas in my head. The way I communicate with them is very fast. It goes telepathically, but also they show me a lot of pictures or images, or it's like a video, what they're showing me. And then it's also about the intention. So they're giving me all these business ideas, and then we worked on my why. Why do I want to do this, right? And so when we worked that out, the intention was set, the systems were set. So the systems we need here on Earth, for example, the sales funnels, the business funnels, I worked with them on my own sales funnel. So we created the first product, which was a soul mission discovery session. And it's a 2-hour session where entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs, can ask 3 questions to the spirit guides, and I will channel the answers for them verbally. And in the beginning, I thought nobody's going to want this. Everybody thinks spirituality means you're being cuckoo. And I thought, whoever is going to book this session. And then before I knew it, on the 1st of January of this year, 2021, I was writing my first invoice for a VIP program that I launched. So I had the first product, which was the spirit guide session, the soul mission discovery session. Then very fast came the VIP program, which is a 3-month program that I offer for personal coaching. And so I got in 6 more clients for my VIP program. Everything went so fast. And I know from experience, if you start working with spiritual guides, things can go very fast for you. And, we still have to deal with earth stuff. Like we have to do our marketing. We have to be present on social media. We have to do all those kind of things that I don't want to do, but they need to be done. So I got in more clients and more and more and more. And now the next step is that I've offered my year program. I've launched my year program for female entrepreneurs who want to develop spiritually and who also want to learn how to work with spiritual guides for their personal life and their business. And it's a year program where I also teach women how to fully work with their feminine essence. So rapidly, all these programs came. My website is being designed at the moment, and I now have created 9 products for female entrepreneurs. And I'm at the point that I actually hired someone to do all the practical stuff for me so I can focus on coaching people. So this has been my journey so far. And I think, your theme is about cleaning, right? Cleaning things up. And what was it again?
Yeah, detoxing. The whole month we're detoxing,
Oh,
but not just physically. I wanted to do more than just physical and just take different things in there. So also emotionally and very in a very light and easy and fun way. But I thought I want to touch on more than just our body, because when you're cleaning, you know, things are happening, emotions are coming up. There's gonna be
yes,
stuff maybe you got to work on. So it's not just the body. You know, I wanted to deal with the other aspects that also
yes.
are there.
Oh, it's beautiful because when we work with spirit guides, I call them my karma crew. They're amazing.
Yeah.
When we do some work for our clients, oh, I'm speaking of our client, that's funny. Um, so we do detox their spiritual body, their spiritual life. So, for example, if you ask the spirit guides a question, they can easily take me to a past life to see what is the root cause in that past life that is still infecting your current situation. And so we clean up whatever happened in that past life, literally detox it, and then so things in the here and now can be better, can flow again. So that's how we actually help people to detox their spiritual world, their spiritual life. Also, I work with archangels. So those archangels are really, it's like a Ghostbuster team. I like to
Yeah.
call it. I mean, we have Archangel Michael who has his vacuum cleaner. He can literally like vacuum all the bad energies that are in your system out of it. But you have to tell those spirit guides what to do, because they're here to help us, but they're not here to take away our life lessons. And if we don't ask for help, how can we receive help? So we have to be specific in what we want from them. So yeah, that's the first step that I would say to people, if they want to be more in touch with their spirit guides. Ask questions out loud, and ask one question at a time, because if you put five questions in one sentence, the spirit guides don't know what to do. So they're actually a part of your team. That's how you can see them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you're talking about ask them a question, now the first thing I want to ask, for myself, but also for the audience is, how do you get the answer? What can you expect?
Okay. So when you want to communicate with spiritual guides, okay, so where they live is completely up there, up, higher regions, higher energy. That's where they live. We live here on Earth, and the energy field from our planet is not good. So we have energies like hate, jealousy, all those lower energies. Spirit guides do know that they exist, but they don't know how it feels because they don't operate that way. To be able to communicate with them, they have to come down, we have to go up. So we meet each other halfway, and that's the energy field where we will communicate with each other. So when I ask them a question, I usually fall still and they start implementing all kinds of anything, basically. Images. I'm very well developed in clairvoyance, so I see a lot of things. Um, and also they're showing me stuff, they're letting me smell stuff, anything that can trigger something, and then I just get their answers in it. It just, they put it in my energy system, and then I'm the translator, so I have to translate it for my client, because the way the spiritual guides speak for me is very fast sometimes. So that's why I always record sessions. So clients don't have to write things down, because it's 2 hours long. There's like so much information coming down. It's like a download, constant download of all that information. And it's not like they work in a structured way. It's like they have, oh, I'm asking this kind of question, but that question has also a link to many different other kinds of things in your ancestral line, for example, or we have soul contracts that we want to look into that need to be cut, or that need to be healed. We have curses, we have people who have been doing black magic, all those kind of things can come up. And whatever is coming up, we heal it on the spot. So we see what's happening and then we like cleanse it out. And they tell me when something needs to be cleansed out, like a room in a specific home or anything. So they kind of direct me of where I have to go, and then I work with them. So I give them a command of what to do. So they detect and I give the command, basically.
I
Yeah.
love what you said
So when
about. Sorry, what?
yeah. Okay, so sometimes when I channel my spiritual guides or your spiritual guides, they will come through my throat, my voice, vocal power, and then my voice could change sometimes, but mostly they work with me telepathically because that's the fastest way of passing on the messages. Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I love when you talk about. You said you really translate for your clients. That makes sense. That's what I'm talking about when I say you make it so understandable and easy for people to grasp. And I had to think immediately about what's another language I can speak where I'm not actually speaking, but you're still communicating with each other. And I would compare that to dance. When you dance, your mouth is closed, but your hands and so it's a way of communicating. It's a different language. So you speak a different language that not everyone speaks. That's awesome.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, right. You're welcome.
Thought about it.
Yeah. Hey, I can keep something back. That's good. I'm just a human here, so. But oh my God, I like it. Okay, so 1,000 things come into my head, but really interesting, really interesting. Okay, let's say that because this is the first thing that came to me now when you're talking about, okay, you're gonna ask him questions, but because I'm gonna book a session with you pretty quickly in the next couple of weeks when I have a little room, and I cannot wait. But for the people that are watching right now, maybe they think, oh, this sounds really interesting, but where the hell do you begin with asking questions? Like where do you begin? You said 3 questions, which is great, but where do you start?
Most of the questions people want to know is, what is their soul mission? So what are they here to do on earth?
Yeah.
And that's something that we are always able to make it visible for people. What is it that you're really to do here? I mean, your IT job is not your soul mission. You know what I'm saying? It's more than that. So it's mostly the soul mission that we are going to talk about, but also, I've had clients who really wanted to meet their dream, their soulmate, for example, had nothing to do with business, but they were so longing for their soulmate. And we were able to find out what the root cause was of why they were not attracting their soulmates. Another question, for example, was about their financial blueprint. Something great that we developed is also a new product, a new service, and that is a 3-day masterclass where we look into the client's spiritual financial blueprint. Because when you look at your financial blueprint, it's just statistics. But when you look at your spiritual financial blueprint, there's a lot that can be healed from there so that you can make different and more healthier choices for your finances. And it's really interesting. I had the last masterclass was 2 weeks ago, and there were massive shifts. So I taught people how to communicate with their spirit guides. So you get to know your spirit guides by name and by their function, because every spirit guide has a function. For example, I have a spirit guide who is my money spirit guide, for example. I have another spirit guide who is about what I actually do, teaching. He's a teacher, so he teaches me how to educate. Another spirit guide is teaching me how to sing properly better, because I'm a singer. So he supports me in that area. So they all have these functions for our clients, and that's amazing, because most spiritual guide mentors or teachers, or however you want to call them, they work with their own spirit guides. But I thought it was so valuable to give clients their own spiritual guides so they can work with them and they don't need me anymore. That's really a great gift that I can give my clients. And the questions, people really have burning questions about about themselves, about their self-worth, for example. What can they do to boost their self-worth, or anything, basically? So when a client does not know what to ask, I usually help them. But honestly, it never happened, because everybody has questions that they don't answer questions about, if your husband is cheating or not. They don't look those kind of stuff.
We don't get answers there. No.
Those old clients say, can they tell me if my husband is cheating? No, because that's something you have to discover.
To find out. I love that. I also love how you use your social channels to bring light into what technically that's about. I really like that. Yeah, I think you had a few weeks ago something about, they tell you this or that or that. I thought that was so funny.
What was that?
You had this, I think it was on Instagram, you had this film where you asked yourself questions and then, I thought, oh man, this is brilliant, you know?
Yeah, they don't answer questions about life or death or birth, you know, or diseases, unless, you know, in my case, when I was 8 years old, it was really necessary for that person to know what was going on inside the body. But those things, I don't get them anymore. Also because I told my spirit guides that's not something that I want to communicate with my clients about, because it's about their health, and especially in these times, you know, with Corona and all. You have to be very careful what you say to people, because you don't want to give them false hope or make them feel even worse about how they're feeling already. So they don't answer those specific questions unless it's absolutely necessary for their soul path to know what's going on. Yeah.
I was just thinking of something now. It slipped my mind. Yeah, I just love the way you talk about everything, like the, you know, the words you attach to things, like the spiritual financial blueprint. I'm like, oh, that just sounds so good, you know.
I didn't make it up. They just told me, like, you know, we can do this. And I said, oh yeah, let's do that. It's like I'm having this whole business team around me, and we're just, you know, we're exchanging ideas, business ideas, or the products that I can develop to offer my clients. And they are also very honest. If I come up with an idea and they totally do not like it, they'll say, no, this is not going to. Basically, what they say is it's not going to serve your higher purpose to do this kind of product. You know, so we mainly look at the soul mission, and then we see what kind of products or services can you attach to that soul mission, because that's what you're here for. And then it translates into a vast form, like the Soul Mission Discovery Session or the year program that I'm launching. So I love the fact that they make it so practical. That's why I love to say that I do practical spirituality. Well, I don't even know how to name it, but that's what I love. I love giving my clients, you know, really tangible results also, or things that they can really do, because spirituality is vague. It's, you know, you can't grasp it. And I love how we've made it even more, practical for most people, from what I hear.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's what I was gonna say. That I've thought about getting some kind of session before. You know, like, I don't know, whatever. You know, book with someone that anyway has a little bit of what you do. And I never did to this moment, but when I met you, I thought, okay, I'm gonna book a session with her at some point in the next few months, because I think I can also feel your intention, so that you're working indeed in that you know, bigger intention, that you have a vision and a bigger you know, bigger goal, but also because you make it practical. But I think the intention is what's different, what differs you from a lot of other people.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no, but I'm serious. And also because I think, okay, this is not what I was afraid, why I haven't done it until now. It's because I didn't want to book something and have someone else tell me something that I didn't want to hear, because indeed, I don't want to take my own life lessons away from me, because I find that very important. But the way you talk about it, it's like I can get closer. You know, I also want to know what my mission is, because I feel that something is burning inside, but I'm not exactly in that lane yet. So I'm in it, you know, I'm not on the right highway yet, but I'm getting there. And I feel that I'm closer and closer and closer. And actually the last 3 months, I feel like I'm really getting close there. And I think the session with you is going to throw me just enough to the other side, where I know that it's where I need to go. And then I can just pour my energy in that thing and grow it and make it better. And I think then you always, it feels like you also always have fuel for whatever it is that you're doing. And also you create clarity for yourself.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I also believe everyone is here, you know, to do something. And once we figure out what that is, that you know, there's space for everyone. Everyone can co-live in peace, and you know, that's also my, you know, one of my missions and one of my dreams. You know, to leave it a little bit better, to touch people here and there a little bit, and let me see.
True. I think,
Okay.
people just didn't want to, because I was thinking when I started all this, people are not going to pay for information, right? Because all I do is passing on information, basically. But I also see big shifts happening during those sessions because people are sometimes so lost, and when they can get answers to serious questions, it can give them the right direction. And now I see that when clients are done with the session, they know their soul mission. Every action after that is really aligned with that soul mission. I think that's so valuable because up until that time, they're just swimming around doing all kinds of strategies here, strategies there to get their business started. But once you know what you really are to do here, you know exactly what to say no to and whom to say yes to, right? It makes it a
Right.
lot easier. I'm not saying you're creating millions of dollars after a session with me, but yeah, I mean, uh, looking at my own results, within 3 months, for the past 3 months, I was able to manifest $50,000. So that's amazing in 3 months. Sorry.
Okay.
And I could not have done that without the help of my spirit guides. And of course, I also invested in new things. As a business owner, you always keep investing. So definitely things can go so fast for you after this, and you have to be ready to be ready. I have to cough for a sec, so I'm going to mute myself. All right. So it's a good thing that I have breathe with me here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they call it air now. I'm not really crazy about the name. I like it when it was
Oh, yeah.
breathe better.
Me too.
The touch is breathe.
Good.
Okay, but if I hear you talking, then I also think we all have those moments when we. So really, what were you saying that the spiritual guides, they communicate through our senses? So that is the way they
Yeah.
communicate with us. So then maybe you get. And I gotta say, the last few weeks I've been. I mean, this weird story, but when I go to the bathroom and I'm in the bathroom, I smell my grandma.
Oh, wow.
And at first I thought, oh my God, am I turning old or something? It's like, this is not good. And then later I thought, maybe she was here. And I think we all have those moments, and we have that, in us. Some people, of course, have it more developed than others, like you.
Yeah.
But so I think if we start, I think it's a matter of start paying attention to those things, or like even like the color I wore today. Why did I think about wearing red 3 days ago? Like it doesn't make any sense, but then now I get it that it makes sense now, but 3 days ago when I thought I'm going to wear that red jacket on Sunday, it didn't make any sense to me. So I think that we all have that and we all get that. And sometimes, but we read it as an accident, or we think, oh, that was, we kind of make it smaller than it is. And instead of, growing it and evolving it and getting interested in it, we kind of, move away from it because, I don't know, it's not accepted, or we think it's weird, or it can be that I had an intuition or insight, or that someone communicated with me. But I think we all have those things. So yeah, maybe you could talk a little bit about, maybe you could tell us a bit about how can we, how can we in our daily lives try to just, I don't know, try to feel those things a bit more, whether it's a smell or it's a color, it's an image, it's maybe you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. Sure. Well, first of all, let me say, a lot of people ask me, so do you have to be spiritually gifted? Well, it's convenient, obviously. In my case, it was very nice. But you don't have to be, because I really believe that you can learn how to be open to their guidance. That's why I created the Teachers Program, which is going to be launched in May, because I have this calling, this deep desire to train other women how to become a spirit guide teacher, so they can be the ripple effect with whatever it is that they're doing with the help from their spiritual guides. And so, no, you do not have to be spiritual guided, but you only need to be open, and your intention is very, very important, as it is with everything. So as far as, really hearing the signs, you have to really allow yourself to watch the signs, to acknowledge them as signs,
Mm-hmm.
and start to recognizing them as signs also. And once you see a few coincidences happening, it's not a coincidence anymore. And you probably won't know at that moment why. For example, with you wanting to wear red, you don't know why, right? But we were already connected with each other, so that's how energy works, right? The spirit guides will always give you signs. They're always there, whether you want them or not. They're always there, whether you are in deep shit or not. They are there, but you need to tell them what to do, because they won't act solely on themselves unless they really need to intervene. Because it's not your time to leave the earth yet, for example. Anything that they can do to help you stay here, they will, if it's meant to be. But other than that, yeah, it's those little things, hearing, for example, this morning I heard a song on the radio, and it was a song that was played on my sister's funeral many years ago. And then I know that she's here. And then one thing that you can do for yourself is to actually talk to that person who this song is reminding you of. For example, your grandmother, when you smell her, you can talk to her out loud. And as you are talking to me, they don't need a shrine. They don't need like a worship or anything. They don't need all those flowers and holy goats. They don't need all that. They just need you to talk to them like the way you're talking to me. And the intention is always very important, because if they cannot feel your intention, they can't reach you. Yeah. So you must have the intention to be open to whatever it is they want to send you. And your intention must be pure. So it cannot be for manipulation purposes or personal gain. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want somebody else to fall in love with you, cannot happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's manipulation, and they don't work with manipulation. So yeah, the first step I would say is to acknowledge that you smell, that you see, that you feel, that you hear something that reminds you of a deceased person or someone you loved. Or even if it's not about a deceased person, if you were, for example, if you're struggling with a question regarding your business, or regarding a person that you're in a relationship with, and you're having these questions, and you get a sign, then start saying out loud to your spirit guides, hi, spirit guides, I'm noticing this sign. What does it mean? Can you give me more insights? Can you give me the insights in my dreams? Can you give me the insights when I'm watching Netflix? Because, Netflix movies have golden nuggets sometimes. They have hidden messages. And sometimes I watch a Netflix series and it is exactly the message that I needed to hear or to see. So ask your spirit guides to really send you the right information at the right timing and for you to understand it. So ask them to show it to you so you understand it.
Okay. So it's really always about asking the right question.
Yes, exactly.
um,
It's about also about ask. You have to dare to ask them more. So if you don't have enough clarity about a question, keep asking more questions, and they can give you more answers.
yeah, and I actually didn't even realize the thing about my grandma until I was just talking to you. I thought it was about my own body smell, and then I thought my body's turning into my grandma's body. You know what I mean? So my head went into it, and now that I'm talking to you, I'm like, shit, my grandma was here for a couple of days. Why did I pay attention to that? Why didn't I ask questions? And then I think I'm, of course, more in touch with you, and I am really thinking a lot about, oh my God, I have guides. I wonder how many. I wonder who they are. So I guess she just came to say hi, say hello, I'm here. And I
Yeah,
totally,
definitely.
yeah.
Well, for example, my sister passed away when I was 14. She was 26, and she passed away all of a sudden. She was not ill. And then 5 years later, when I was 19, I was kind of in a bad place at that moment. And then she came. I was taking a bath, and she was sitting on the edge of my bathtub. And I was like, what? What? And then she started talking to me, and I started to acknowledge, okay, you were here. Um, and I just started with simple questions. I asked her, how have you been? Or what have you been up to for the past 5 years? Normal conversation stuff. Why are you here? Those kind of things. That's what you can ask your grandma too. Hey, grandma, I notice I'm smelling you. Is there something you want to share with me? You can really ask her those questions. And then it's very powerful if you can be silent. Just because they need time to give you the answers. But if you keep on talking and talking, they don't have space to give you the answer. So ask one question, be silent, receive the question, receive the answer, and ask the next question. Basically,
that's also what I wrote down. I think that part of why we're not in touch with the guides and we don't get the signals is because we are always busy and we think that being busy is the way we need to be, otherwise we're not productive. But actually we need to stop and just relax and breathe and meditate and walk, whatever it is. But I think the key is also to make time to do nothing, nothing. Just do nothing.
Basically, yes. And it's all about those little rituals. I mean, we both work with essential oils. I love creating rituals with essential oils and with my spiritual guides also. They actually give suggestions for essential oils on a daily basis also, So it's amazing how they can work. I mean, in the mornings, I have my ritual like half an hour or maybe sometimes a full hour that I really sit with them on my balcony where it's sunny because I live in Singapore.
Oh God, stop it. What?
So we sit on the balcony. That's our place where we kind of get together, assemble together, and exchange information. They tell me, oh, Lenny, start this day with this oil because it's good for this chakra or it's good for that chakra, So they really give me tangible clues of how to start my day. And then we go over my calendar and then I say, you guys, I have Nancy today. I want this intention for that video recording that we're going to do. There's a person in my calendar. I don't want to speak to her. Can we do something to intervene? I
love it. I love the honesty.
Yeah, we are definitely being very blunt about it. We look at my calendar and then they also are very honest about, energy management. When they see that there are things going on in my calendar that are not contributing to my soul mission, they will suggest that I cancel an appointment without having to explain myself. And then because I'm working towards a goal, and sometimes you have these conversations with people that are not aligned with your soul mission. That's not the person you need to speak right now. So I learned how to cancel appointments without giving them whole explanations and just say, I'm sorry, this is just not the right moment to speak to each other. And maybe it's not nice for the other person to hear, but it's the most honest thing that you can do.
Yeah, for both.
Yeah, definitely.
I was just thought of something else to ask. I don't know. I also don't want to take a lot of your time, a lot more of your time. I thought maybe if you have something we could do together or whatever else today, say you want to share, you want to tell us. Yeah. I would definitely suggest to everyone to check you out. And I'll share the links. I'll share your name and the link anyway to the Instagram. So you guys can reach her if you want to, if you have more questions, if you want to check her out and check out what she does and how she does it. I mean, at the least you're going to get a laugh out of it. And at the most you might get, a lot more out of it. I don't know so just check it out, check out her Instagram and, get a feel for the vibe and what she creates. And, I don't know if any of the girls right now are hitting anything that they're stuck or they feel stuck or they can move forward. Is there any tips you can give? Maybe really something simple to do that they can do so they feel like they, empower themselves and they come to the next, to the next step.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So next to the spiritual guides, I also work with the feminine essence. I became an Art of Feminine Presence teacher about 4 or 5 years ago. And the Art of Feminine Presence is about how to awaken your feminine power, because most of the time we work with masculine strategies, which are great, but we forget about our feminine energies. And that is where we get drainage. That's where we get burnouts and depressions and getting exhausted, especially when you're already high sensitive, right? it's so essential that you get in touch with that feminine essence. And the feminine essence, most people do not even know where it is, but it is seated in our women's body, 3 centimeters below the navel. It's our womb space area. And it's that womb space area that is asleep most of the times. But it's so crucial that it awakens, because it's our source of energy. It's our source of creation. That's where we women create our business products, our business goals, anything that we want to manifest starts from that womb space area. So, and there's much more to say about the feminine energy, but in a nutshell, it's essential to get in touch with it, to awaken it again. And it's also about the sexual feminine energies, which has nothing to do with sex, basically. It's that sexual, powerful energy that also helps us creating and manifesting what we want. If you combine that with working with spiritual guides, you have like a powerful tool in hands that you can create anything you want, and it can even speed up for you. So how to connect with your feminine essence is just simply put your attention in your womb space. You have to create the time to really be with that. So you can do 2 things. In the mornings, when you wake up, you create 30 minutes for yourself. And for many people, 30 minutes is a lot of time. But 30 minutes is nothing compared to, what you're doing in a day. We're doing so many things. And I believe in healthy entrepreneurship. Okay, everybody can get in clients, but to maintain those clients, or anybody can create stuff, but to really stay healthy, it is really a high level of sport what we are doing as entrepreneurs. And that's what I love to teach people also, how to stay healthy on all levels of our being. And the feminine essence is going to help us with that. So when you start in the morning, you burn a candle and you stare at that candle flame for 10 minutes. Set your timer. Don't look at your phone, but set your timer. Mm-hmm. And this is a way to open the bridge to your spiritual guides. So I can share a podcast with you that will help them getting in touch with the spiritual guides, but obviously it needs more training than that. So this is just a first podcast that I can share with you guys. Then once you've stared for those 10 minutes, because to be able to communicate with spiritual guides, you need to be fully relaxed, okay? So get your essential oils, get that candle, 10 minutes, and then you're open. You should be open. Once you're staring at that candlelight, drop your attention to your womb space fully. And when you are in that womb space, set your intention for that day, okay? So whatever it is that you want to achieve for that day, set that intention in your womb space. Put a lot of light in the womb space around that attention. And then ask your spiritual guides, even though you don't know them yet, and even though your analytical mind will probably tell you it's not true, but ask them out loud. That's how you're going to learn in the beginning, to ask questions out loud. Hello, spirit guides. This is my first time that I'm trying to contact you. Can you please assist me in strengthening our contact? And then be silent, stare at the flame again, inhale an essential oil. If you notice your hand is drawn to a certain essential oil, you can trust the spiritual guides are already pointing things out to you. Okay, so your hand goes to the wild orange, for example, you have no reason why. Do it, because it's a sign, it's one of the signs. And then from there, you can start talking to them. Stay in your womb space all the time, because that's our home. That's what I call home. And ask them anything you want help with. Okay, spiritual guides, it's my first time here with you. I need assistance in a conversation that I have today that's very difficult for me, and I'm very scared to have this conversation, for example. And then can you please assist me in creating more courage? Basically, anything that you need for that day, you can ask them. And then, the way you communicate with your spirit guides is a journey. You're not going to know that when you do it for the first time. So my senses are very much developed, so I can communicate with them through all my senses. But when you're starting for the first time, they're going to see what is the most developed sense for you that they can send you messages through. If it's a sound, if it's an image, a vision, anything they feel like, okay, this is how we can reach you, that's how they'll do it. And the rest of how you will receive their messages will develop over the years.
Okay.
So that will be my first tip. And it's directly a great tip to start your day with peace.
Yeah, you set the mood for what's going to happen instead of just jumping out of bed and running out. And let's. Is there also a specific oil that you would suggest when we, let's say that you want to use for that specific chakra? Is that the second chakra, right? The womb?
The womb, yes, the womb. Indeed.
And what's the color? What is the color attached to it?
Orange.
Orange, that's right.
Orange, I have to think in Dutch.
Yeah, oranje. And is there also something like I can think of, for example, if I use essential oils instead of a perfume, but I could use that oil during the day also to get more in touch with my. Is there some oils you suggest that we can use? You can use for that?
Yeah. Okay, so my favorite oil to build that bridge to your spiritual guides is Arbor Vitae.
Okay.
So Arbor Vitae is a very grounding oil, but it's very great for the root chakra. Also, I tried it once on my third eye, so here, and all of a sudden I was in a different dimension, and I didn't expect that. So I can recommend the Arbor Vitae here for your third eye, for your crown chakra, but also for your root chakra, to connect the divine with, the Mother Earth, so to speak.
Okay.
For me, that's the most ultimate spiritual oil that I can find at the moment. There are many beautiful other oils that you can work with. If you want to strengthen your channeling, because that goes here, the throat chakra. Please use lavender. It's very simple, but lavender is very powerful for that chakra also. And I'm going to ask my spirit guides if they have any more suggestions. Okay, I'm getting drawn here. What do I have? So yeah, this is Arbor Vitae, which is, this is balsam fir. Balsam fir. Let me see what they tell me. Hold on, yeah. So I have a few oils here. Lavender for the throat. We have lemon eucalyptus for the ears, behind the ears. So your hearing will be stimulated more. The adaptive is a great one, and the name says it all, right? I love this oil.
Oh my God, yeah.
When I started first using this, my whole system was like haywire. And then my spiritual guides told me why that was, because there was something in my energy system that needed to adjust to my new frequencies. And the adaptive oil really helped me doing that. So that's one you can also use to get used to be in touch with your spirits. These oils, no. Whisper is one also that you
oh
can
my God,
use
that's what I was gonna say. I love Whisper. That makes me feel feminine. When I use that, I'm like, oh my God, I'm a woman. Put my breast out, and
Definitely.
I like that.
This one, it's a big recommendation. It's awesome.
Oh my God.
So just put that on your second chakra, so your womb space area, but also on your heart. I love to put it on my wrist because for me, it's the ultimate perfume.
Me too.
Yes, so they're telling me serenity for your goddess energy also.
Okay.
To be more in touch with your goddessness. Let me see, because they say you also need a masculine oil, which is okay. That's clear. That's balance.
Balance. Okay, nice. Grounding. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. All the pine oils, so like the Douglas fir, the pine, what is it called? Yeah, all those firs, very, very good. Cedar wood, very good also for spiritual sessions.
What about sandalwood? Because I find sandalwood really a special oil.
Yes.
Something, okay.
Sandalwood has a specific, so what they're showing me is that sandalwood has a specific power to really keep like black magic on a distance. So if you're dealing with black magic and all those kind of stuff, you need frankincense and sandalwood for sure. And also ylang is also in that same, because it's like the feminine side. But these three oils, if you're dealing with dark energies, are really great. Yeah.
Okay. And you said I'm going to share 2 tips with you. So one is to create the routine and, you know, do all these things. And what's the second tip you wanted to give the girls?
Second tip. Oh,
I throw you now. Sorry. And if you don't know anymore, then it's okay.
No. Let me see. Let me tap into their energy for a second. So when we're talking about detoxing, so when they're talking about detoxing, please have them work with archangels. So Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel. And so Archangel Michael is specifically to cut spiritual ties. So when you're talking about spiritual contracts, soul contracts, you know, soul contracts are contracts between two souls, and they can be positive and they can be negative. So the negative you want to cut out. Okay, so if you're feeling like you're being emotionally blackmailed, if you're emotionally captured, you're imprisoned. For example, I'll give you an example. So I'm trying to lose weight, right? And I have a sister who's also overweight. And the reason why I didn't give myself permission to go and lose weight is because I was looking at my sister, and I found out that I had a soul contract with her. I love her dearly, but the soul contract was, if she is sick, I'm going to be sick. And in this life, my longing was to be healthy. That's why I had the brain hemorrhages, and that's why I'm overweight, because I'm learning the lessons of getting healthier. But in order to do so, I have to let my sister go, because she's choosing to stay sick. She does not want to be better. She has diabetes and all kinds of chronic diseases. So what needed to happen was the soul contract needed to be broken and to be transformed in something more healthy. Some soul contracts, you break them, you don't want to repair them because that's done. But with my sister, yes, I wanted to restore that, but in something really healthy. So Archangel Michael helped me to really cut those ties and bringing back my own energy to myself. So if there's something, you want to detox out, whether it's a person, you can ask the spirit guides and the archangels to literally cut those ties and replenish all the bad energy that has come from that connection. So you can go back to yourself and make choices for your own life. So that's one of the biggest tips that I can give, because I feel like, we are dealing with a lot of issues in the world nowadays, especially with Corona and all those energies around it, and all kinds of soul contracts are, being swapped out. It's horrible. And how to stay close to yourself is to detox whatever it is in your life that needs to be dealt with, and start with you, and then the rest of the world will follow later. Yeah.
Okay, I have one more quick question for you. So when did you really start your business journey? Because you were talking about what you did this year, but when did you decide for yourself, okay, now I'm gonna make this serious, and let's make this let's make this happen. When did you decide that?
Well, actually, I mean, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 19, but then you're not really an entrepreneur yet because you're very young and you have to develop yourself. I became a coach, wasn't a coach yet because I had to, get some more experience. But it took me a long time. I started with asking nothing for my services, because I thought, being spiritual means you don't ask money, or being spiritual means you don't
have money.
I wasn't able to ask $25 even for my services. And then I got drained, I got sick. So that's the consequence of when you're not valuing yourself. And so the real moment that I decided to make this a profitable business was actually after the second hemorrhage this year. And I've been in the business for so long. Yeah. I mean, I started making money, really great money, as of 2016 or so. That was good. But I still wasn't aligned with my soul mission. When I got out of the hospital in 2020, my soul mission was so clear. And that's why I know how to teach others how to live with their soul mission, because I'm doing it myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so from the moment that I said yes to the spiritual guides, that I was open to explore the options of making this a profitable business, everything went so fast. I don't have even time to think, it's clients keep coming in. I have like 5 sessions a week for the soul mission discovery sessions. And that's why I'm craving to teach other women how to do the same, because I can't do it all by myself.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm not asking $25 for my services anymore, because I think it's a spiritual thing to ask lots of money for what you do, because it's not expressible in any amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very comfortable in asking great money for what I do. And I wish that all women would do that. Absolutely.
Well, I could talk to you for another 5 hours, but this definitely is. Yeah, I am super happy you took some time. I love talking to you. Is there anything else you want to share or say or tell us
Yeah.
before we say goodbye?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. For those, if you're interested in what I do and you want to explore that, I do online women's circles. These are free. So the next one is in Dutch. It's on the 18th of April. That's when I do the next one. Then that's something that I want to do on a monthly basis, because that's my way of contributing to all women, also the women who cannot afford to pay for services. That's what I do. And then the 3-day masterclass is also again in April, the 19th of April, but it's in Dutch. And that's where you will learn how to really communicate. You will meet your spirit guides there then. And it's just a lot of fun. It's like a first great step to really get acquainted with the spiritual guides and your feminine essence. And then, yeah, the year program is also amazing, because you get a chance to like develop your spiritual deeper layers and your feminine essence 12 months long with a group. And you also have the possibility to become a teacher within that year program. I'm not charging any extra money for the teacher's training. So the teacher's training is like 4 months within that year. And it's like getting your driver's license, right? So you will be trained for 4 months to be a teacher. Then the rest of the year you're going to use to really practice your all the things that I've been teaching you. So it's also fully in Dutch. So if anyone is interested in exploring some more, just send me a message and I can send you the right links to where to go to. And I would love to welcome more women who want to be a spirit guide teacher as well, because I think when you work with your spiritual guides and your feminine essence, things can speed up for you, but it's your own cosmic timing still. So yeah, that's what I want to share with you to close it. I'd love to work with you all.
I know. I cannot wait. I'm gonna go book our session.
Yay!
I'm gonna go book our session. I want it. But what was I gonna say? You do some stuff in English for. There's one person in this moment that is in the tribe that does that is English speaking. But I have seen that you do some stuff in English as well, right?
Yeah, basically, because I'm serving all kinds of clients from all over the world. I have some clients from the United States as well. So for those people, I still do VIP programs, but I'm also in the process of developing the training, the teachers training in English as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so everything that I'm doing in Dutch will eventually be done in English also.
Yeah, awesome.
So the women's circles are also in English. I believe the next one is the 11th of April is the English next week. Is the English women's circle. And then, if I have a group of people who are speaking English who want to do the 3-day masterclass, that's fine. I can do it in English as well.
Okay. Thank you so much. This was fun and inspiring and mind-blowing and thank you so much. I can't say anything else about it.
Thank you for having me.
yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you soon,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you're going to hear from many of us pretty soon. And this will be open once a month is over. I'll just open this to anyone because
Yeah,
no,
wonderful.
it's information that's good for anyone. Just I'm sure more people are going to reach out. So, mwah. Thank you.
Bye,
And
guys. Yeah.
bye.